Marta The Medium, it's so good to have you here on the Wisdom Jacob's Ladder. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hello, Jacob, and hello, everyone. I'm really, really excited to be here.
We're really excited to have you. I know we had a mutual colleague introduce us, and I really was blown away by your work and your reputation, as well as a colleague in spirit named Pat Longo, who we were also connected to. So I think there's a lot of strengths in the spirit realm that wanted you here on the channel and for us to really connect. But for my viewers, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, the work that you're doing, and how that came to be? Because it's a really wonderful trajectory, and I'm really interested in learning a little bit more about you as a person because your work is really profound in alignment with a lot of what the channel's about. So I'll give you the floor to just kind of introduce yourself and talk about whatever spirit is guiding you to discuss today.
Okay, let's see. Where would I like to start? Well, I'm a psychic medium, angel card reader, and a spiritual teacher. So that's
Mhm.
what I do. I've never thought that I was going to do it. It was all spirit led. And I am so grateful to be able to be doing it because nothing has ever ignited my soul so much more. I know it's part of my soul's purpose. And what I do in terms of my work keeps evolving and changing. Um, but I'm very, very excited, not only to be able to help other people to connect and reconnect with their loved ones on the other side, but I love and I'm very passionate to help other people to find their own ways of how they can establish a relationship with their own loved ones and how they can meet their spirit guides and angels. And yes, that's what I really love doing. And then I work with many light workers and I empower them to really tap into their own unique abilities so they can be of service to others, so they can really operate through their heart space
Mhm.
and keep spreading the love and light here on this planet. Yes, this is what has come to my mind.
Mhm. I'm getting a lot of themes of empowerment with the work that you're doing. Correct me if I'm wrong, that you're really helping to facilitate empowerment for those to connect to spirit, to their guides, to their loved ones. How did you find your own empowerment? Because I know for a lot of people that takes time to A, know what this is, and B, see it as a gift rather than a curse. And so how did your gift start? Did you always know it was a gift? Was it, many times there's intergenerational components to this stuff. Like, how for you did you come to know this as such?
Mm. So, for most of my life, I have not been aware that I was a psychic medium. I know that I've always been a psychic medium, tracing things back, but there have been various soul awakenings and moments in my life that made me open to the spirit world. But the most pivotal moment when I really started being aware of my loved ones on the other side was the moment when I was going through a divorce. I left an abusive relationship, and I remember I was getting ready for the court case, one of the many court cases, and I started hearing the voice of my grandmother. And I didn't question, I just knew it was her. And it was very uplifting. And back then, I felt very depressed, very low, and it was very, very supportive. And she really supported me during that experience. And this was when I started speaking with my spirit guides. And then I set that intention, okay, what do I do with that? Like, could you bring me the right mentors?
Mhm.
Could you bring me the right teachers? Because I'm completely new to that. And also, back then, I still had that idea that I wanted to be perfect, which I had to drop along the way. But I really didn't want to be a scammer. I really wanted to do it well in a very ethical way. So they brought me various people who really supported me and who made me trust that connection, because initially I was very scared because it was all unknown.
Uh-huh. Wow. For a lot of people, when they're going through a lot of difficulty, adversity, anxiety, there's common voices that we follow, which is a voice of the worst situation unfolding. And it seemed like in that situation, you were able to lean into another voice beyond, that voice during that time of the court cases. How did you know that that was authentic and real and not
Mhm.
just your voice? Like, what gave you the validation to say that this was
Mhm.
something other than maybe my wishful thinking of someone helping me during this time? I just
Mhm.
kinda curious, how did you know for
Mhm.
people listening, how do they know that it's something other than, their own thoughts, their own
Mhm.
voice?
Yeah. Well, I had a deep knowing that it was her. It will not be very helpful, but I just knew it was my grandmother.
Snap, yeah.
The way she phrased her words were really typical for her. And back then, I didn't have any degree of hope. I was very, very low. And she was just so excited. I'm like, that's not me.
Mm,
There's no way that this is my way of thinking. I could feel her presence because it was her soul's essence that I was so tapped into. I just knew it was her. I didn't question it.
mm, mm. And is that what you recommend, for people who may hear voices or have inklings? What would you say for them if they are not sure if this is their voice or a loved one's or potentially a guide's voice?
Hmm. I think being aware of your own energy and being aware of your own thoughts, it's a very, very beautiful starting point if you have not really spent time with yourself. So I would say to anyone, like, if you're still maybe questioning, maybe remove yourself for the time being and be aware of your own thought patterns, see how your intuition or maybe your logical mind speaks to you, maybe journal. And I think by becoming aware of your own energy, then you can use your discernment and you become more aware when it is your own intuition and then your logical mind as opposed to a person in the spirit world, spirit guide angel coming through.
Mm. So, in other words, it's a skill that could be enhanced and worked on within time.
I truly believe that it's about being consistent. I truly believe that everyone is able to connect with their loved ones. I truly believe we have that invisible thread connected from heart to heart. We can all tap into that frequency. It's about learning a new language, learning to communicate across the veil. And it takes time and practice. But Spirit really wants us to be excited and really have fun with that.
Mhm. So, these days, do you give readings for other people? Is that something that you do?
Yes, I do. I do readings.
Yeah. And that must be very rewarding for yourself and for clients. Like, tell me, how has it been for yourself to kind of step into this new role as a psychic medium? What has that been like for you?
Hmm. As I've told you, I've never planned doing it and it just unfolded. I don't know how it happened, but people started recommended me and through word of mouth, I started reading for friends and then for colleagues. And then there was that moment when I said yes to it, when I had a conversation with my spirit guides, like, okay, I don't think I want to have any options like B, C. I just want to be fully in uh, the line of duty. I really want to be of service. This is something I really want to do. Yes. And the
Ah,
moment I said yes, Spirit World started bringing me more people who were of need of my support. And yeah, this is how it unfolded.
mm. So you have a clear moment in your timeline that you can remember where you said yes to this agreement.
Uh, yes, because I have a very developed logical mind. And when I started opening up to the awareness that I've always been a psychic medium, my ego tried to do everything to discredit the existence of the spirit world and tried to do everything for me to not step into that. So I recall and I frequently talk about my internal dialogue and conversations that I needed to have with my own ego, with my own logical mind, in order to persuade it that it was safe and that we'd better find a way of coexisting because I was going to do it no matter what.
Mm.
Yes.
You were very determined to really step into this role.
Well, I had that knowing that this was it. And every time when I was still doubting, every time when I still remember when I started doing readings for others, my ego would interfere and it would come with everything, every possible thought to really discredit that possibility that you can actually be a psychic medium. A psychic medium? Really? Is it even real? You're a scammer. What are you doing? Like, come on, Marta. And I'm like, shh, just like leave me. And then I found a really beautiful way with my guardian angel. I created a trunk, a chest where I would hide my ego and where I would really preempt any thoughts, any feelings before the readings, but I would not lock that chest. I would just leave it open. And I said, like, okay, like, I have to do my work now. I am going to be of service, so you have to wait. We'll go to the cinema, we'll have ice cream. Later on, I would treat my ego as a small child.
Mm.
And this is when my ego started feeling safe. And I remember there was that moment when my ego came and asked me, so do you really want to do it? And I said, like, yes. Am I going to be safe? Yes. And it has never interrupted me then, like from that moment.
Mm. Safety could be quite healing and transformational, can't it? I know I work with a lot of clients who have gone through a lot of distress and trauma, and finding safety is a real pathway to healing. And it seemed like for you, that was a way to really work with the ego and kind of end the struggle, was trusting safety on this path that you were going to move into.
Definitely. And this is what I help other people right now. I truly believe when we talk about protecting our energy, grounding, I think we should talk about feeling safe as well, because the more we feel safe in that physical body, the more we can expand our consciousness, the more we can tap into to the other realm.
Mhm. What is it about mediumship or intuitive work that evokes a lot of people feeling not safe per se? Is it, anything that, is there a common theme that you've seen? And also for people using your model and the work that you do, how do people overcome maybe being afraid or not having a sense of safety when they do practice and work?
Mm. So there are various reasons why people come to me, why spirit, I truly believe it's the spirit world that
Mm.
sends them to me. And it keeps evolving along my different healing journeys.
Sure.
Yeah, because I truly believe we don't have like one journey, there are like parallel experiences. But one, well, I think we had that conversation of camera as well. I sat in various development circles as I started opening up to the spirit world, and that taught me a lot. And I was able to cherry pick what I really enjoyed, but it also caused lots of harm to me, and it instigated lots of fear to the extent that I needed to free myself and I needed to find circles where I would be able to tap into the spirit world the way that spirit world wanted me to do without anyone telling me how to do it. So basically, over the last couple of years, I've been getting many people who left various spiritualist churches, who left various development circles because they were told by mentors that they were not good enough,
Mm.
that they were reading in a way that wasn't good. that that there was something wrong about them. So I've been getting those people, and I've been trying with the help of the spirit world to really empower them and to remove those those voices that they have never been theirs, because I
Mm,
truly believe a real mentor is going to allow their students to really spread the wings, and it's not going to try to bring them down. But we have to remember, and it's been one of many important lessons that I've learned, that spiritual teachers are also human beings, and there are moments when they can operate through their ego as well. So it's about using your discernment. But I've been getting those people. I've been also getting people who have been afraid because they come from religious families, and
mm,
they've been told that it's something bad, that it's something against God, that it's something really not good to be doing it. So they've been really scared. So that's been the second, if I can really categorize, type of people. And then other people like me, who have been always open to the spirit world, and they have been really going through anxiety. They've been going through various challenging emotions, and they just really have been in need of harnessing those abilities. And those people frequently, they come because they're scared, because they have, like I used to have, a line of strangers spirit in my corridor at night.
mm,
So then I've been teaching them the way I taught myself, and the way various teachers told me as well, that you are in command of your space, and there are different ways that you can negotiate with the spirit world. And actually spirit world wants you to be of service, so they are going to listen to you. So I
mhm,
guess this is the third type of problems. But it's about, I always try and I create a safe space for my students, for my clients. So again, we're talking about the sense of safety. But what's important, it is for those people to find their own sense of safety within themselves.
mhm,
And I know many people talk about grounding, protecting your energy, being redundant, but I think it's the core of everything, because the more you're anchored in your physical body, the more you're here
mm,
on this earthly plane. I feel the freer your soul is, and more, I guess, excited to be able to experience the unseen.
mm. Excitement's a big part of this stuff, you would say. Like getting
Acceptance.
acceptance, you said acceptance, yeah, I see. So accepting, yeah, I heard, accepting and acknowledging is very important for people to connect, but it seems like you're giving over people a different paradigm of information where they were told, "Hey, you're not good enough, this isn't legitimate, stop what you're doing," and all of a sudden, you're able to empower people to look at this in another way. I mean, what has it been like for people that have worked with you, that have gotten different pieces of information? Have you seen that their gifts have been able to open up a bit more through, a different set of information and just kind of handling of their gifts?
Mhm. Well, I truly believe as human beings, we need that validation. That's why it is so beautiful not only to work with a mentor, but that's why I've been running group classes, because there's a power of a beautiful, safe space and being with like minded people and being able to share your stories, but also getting that validation that what you're tapping into is very valid. So I think we all need it, but I love witnessing those moments in my students when they reach a conclusion that they do not need that validation anymore. They are so rooted in that truth. They are so rooted, and they just feel and know that spirit is just, that they're just blending with the energy of spirit, that they don't question it. And this just makes me so emotional, because it's everything.
Mm, mm. It's beautiful to kinda see this process unfold, isn't it?
Yes, and I really loved that process when I've been going through it, and I love to be able to witness it for other people, and then they can help other people to go through the same, and then we really create that ripple effect. Absolutely.
Now I notice there's a little bit of like a medium explosion, if you will, not in a bad way, in the best way, where you're seeing a lot of people coming out now and empowered with in their mediumistic work, and you're certainly working with a lot of people who are coming across, your path. Is that why do you feel there are so many people taking ownerships of their gifts? Is it that souls are born to do this work now more than ever? Is it societal changes? Like, what do you feel has led to so many people, coming out and doing this work? Have people changed vibrationally in these last, couple of decades where now all of a sudden people are tuning in? Or is it the empowerment and the licensure for people to come out and own their gifts?
Mhm. Two things have just popped into my mind. There's one thing that we're still humans living this human experience. So there will always be people who do it for ego based things because they've witnessed some celebrities, some known mediums say that, and they think, oh, I want to be famous. I want to be this and that. So that's not new. It exists, but that I try to be like far away from that and I try to have nothing to do with those people. But this has been like one of the biggest lessons as well to realize that being a psychic medium, being spiritual doesn't mean that you will always be operating through the heart space and that you will always want to be of service. That there's still that we are still human beings, and certain people are just concentrating on other gains. So this, I think, has been really present, and with the technology, internet, with the film industry, we're being exposed. So there are like many people who really want to tap into that. But I had to acknowledge that. And then on the other side, something that really makes my soul think and heart like really opened is that I truly believe that there's so many souls who are awakening. There are so many souls that are that they have reincarnated into this lifetime in order to really remember that we are eternal consciousness and that we are souls choosing to have this human experience. So I truly believe that this is the exciting thing. And because we chose, so many of us, we chose to um, be present in this lifetime. We chose to raise the vibration of the planet. We chose to help with the greed of Mother Earth. And by us concentrating on the individual awareness, while concentrating on individual development, we are helping the collective as well. So this is what excites me.
Mm, mm. Now, I mean, I don't know your thoughts on this, but I'm wondering if some people are more individual focused with their work, where they work more on one-on-one or group settings, and some people they're more macro oriented, where they're kind of focused on the broader breach of things. Does intuition for each person work differently? Where some people maybe they're meant to work more so on a one-to-one basis or group setting, and then some people are more kind of these spiritual teachers. I mean, some could do both, but they're kind of working more so with their messages from a macro, more universal standpoint. Does that, kind of make sense to you? Or some people, their gift seems to
Mhm.
be more of relaying specific messages to individuals, and some it's more about general macro channeled information to the masses. Is that, intuition as well, would you say?
Well, first of all, I want to say that there are no gifts that are better or worse. That it's about owning your gifts. Um, I truly believe that when you are tapped into your intuition, when you work closely with your spirit team, because we don't do as intuitives that work on our own, when you really listen and when you allow yourself to surrender, you're being guided. So I truly believe that each and every one of us is being guided to be of service in different um,
Different ways.
parts of the world in different ways. Um, and I don't think, well, I wanted to control the spirit world initially. I'm even looking at my keyboard and it says control. And I remember even Pat asked me, like, so you're a healer as well? I'm like, I don't do healing. No, I heal. I choose to heal through words.
Mm,
And then I had to drop that idea because it's the spirit world. They know what's our purpose. And sometimes as human beings, we are still not remembering or we are not aware. We might think that, oh, I'm a psychic medium. And all of a sudden, they put us into situations, into places where we've never thought we would end up in. So, yeah, I truly believe that we are being sent to different things. We might think it's us, but I truly believe that we are being guided and encouraged.
mm. So you find from listening to spirit that you've kind of done a lot of things on one level that made no sense, that were challenging to the ego, and you trusted that and went through it, and you saw a lot of gains in your life. Is that something that you've
Hmm.
experienced?
Well, I am being guided by my spirit team, and everything that I've been doing has been out of my comfort zone. And I talk about it openly as well. I've never wanted, Marta, human, well, my human self, I've never had a need to have a podcast. I've never had a need to have a website. I've never thought that I would be on Instagram. And my spirit team, like gradually, they've been really telling me, like, oh, you have to do it. And the way my spirit team works with me, well, we use lots of spiritual humor and they push me to do things. So I'm very clairaudient as well. So my spirit team, whenever I have to do something, especially one of my spirit guides, Jimmy, he speaks over until I do something. I'm like, okay, okay, I'm going to do it. And then they give me a break. But I always feel and I know that this is the right thing to do. So I surrender and then I just trust. And they have never failed me. There were moments when I was still testing with every relationship. You have to really develop the trust. I'm like, do you always have my back? Are you not going to really expose me or put me into situations where I'm going to really trip? And yeah.
Mhm,
So yes, I trust my spirit team, and I don't know exactly where I'm heading, but I always know that whenever I have that nudge, whenever there's that feeling or they talk, I have to contact someone. You have to go and do something. I know that that's the right thing to do.
mm. That relationship took time and trust for
Yes.
you to legitimize and to, follow some of these, requests. I get a lot of people coming to me, my practice, saying, I think I have guardian angels, or I know I have guardian angels. I just don't know how to trust them or how to listen to them. I still have my doubts. So for people who are still kind of struggling, kind of determining your guides, I'm sure you offer, a lot more extensive work, than we could offer in a podcast. But is there any type of specific approach that people could have if they're just on the fence with, with that relationship, and how they could develop that degree of trust and just solidifying the dynamic, if you will?
Hmm. For me, it's all about energy. So I love exposing my students to different energies. I love to practice in circles where we invite our loved ones, and then we ask them to step back, where we invite angels and then we ask them to step back, and then when we invite our spirit guides. So I would encourage people to really be intentional. It's all about intention, to set an intention. So if you have a desire, if your soul is telling you, or even your mind, like, oh, I want to connect with angels, like, ask them. And then I would encourage people to really quieten their mind and to allow to feel, but to not also put the pressure that you have to feel something. Because you might be surprised that you might start seeing something clairvoyantly, which we know looks like images or videos or the way you dream. So you might all of a sudden start receiving downloads from the angels through those clairs. So you don't have to be a psychic medium to have those abilities. But I can really write down the energy. So apart from learning the energy of your spirit team, that includes angels, spirit guides, and loved ones, you can also practice automatic writing exercise. So you can write down, you can set an intention that I would love to communicate with my angels, and then you can write.
Mhm,
And but then you also need to develop the trust. So the thing is that whatever you're, it doesn't really matter whether you're going to choose to sit in stillness and to allow your angels, loved ones, or guides to come to you,
mhm,
or whether you're going to choose an automatic writing exercise. There will be. It's a process for you, and don't be harsh on yourself. That it takes time to really to trust and believe that this is all real. So that's that. But I guess another thing, if we make it even easier and fun, it's about asking for signs and symbols. And I know people get like, I don't want to say frustrated, but like we see everywhere, oh, coins, feathers, but it really does work. And you can be very specific and you can ask your angels for something very, very specific. But you still have a responsibility to be aware and be really mindful of your surrounding, because if you're tapped into your phone all the time, you might miss the sign and symbol. So I guess asking for signs and symbols to really develop the trust that this is all real, and once you see signs and symbols, to acknowledge, oh, thank you for sending me that really made me feel um seen, happy. Can I get more of that? And then following, like trusting your gut feeling, trusting your intuition. Okay, now maybe I'll start journaling, or maybe I don't want to journal. Maybe I want to just sit and invite them, or maybe I want to set an intention that I would love for my angels or loved ones or guides to come and visit me in a dream. That's a way to do as well, because then we are not really controlling anything. So that might be an easy way to start that beautiful journey.
very important to be mindful, set intentions, get specific, and ask questions, and to be open for what comes to you. I'm sure you see this a lot, where a lot of people could get very singular focus on what they want to see, and sometimes too focused on that, which is good to get specific sometimes, but sometimes you find when people get too tunnel focused, they miss out on other things that are coming in their way too, right?
Absolutely. It's so nice to be able to allow the spirit world to communicate with us as well. And for the spirit world to surprise us, because it's that high intelligence and the ways, like, I'm surprised every time when they communicate with me or when they communicate through me with my clients. So it's fun to allow them, and it's fun to actually enjoy that communication. Yes, but you have to be mindful and you have to release those expectations, and you have to, well, the choice is yours. Um, you're being encouraged to drop that idea in case, for instance, you would love to communicate with one of your loved ones, and I think it's really challenging for the spirit world when you're like obsessed and you think, okay, I have a father in spirit, and I am only going to believe you that you are communicating with me if you're going to show me a red car. If you're not going to show me anything else, I am not going to believe that you're communicating with me. So first of all, I truly believe, and spirit world showed it to me many times, that they don't want to be perceived as, well, I'm seeing puppets or even like animals in a circus. They're not, it's not a performance. Um, spirit world also wants us to have a little bit of trust.
Mhm.
And they want a little bit of independence, because it's a living soul. They are able to think and feel. So, like, let them choose. Let them bring that childhood memory. You let them surprise you with something that you have maybe not even thought of. Maybe it will be a scent of your father's favorite cologne, or maybe he baked a really delicious cake and someone brings that. So be opened.
Mm. Yeah. To receive, you gotta be open, right?
Absolutely.
Mhm. Now I know you mentioned you have a team of guides or guardian angels around you. Um, for yourself, have these been people that have been consistent throughout your connection to spirit, or within time you've accrued, different, spirit guides on your path?
I've had various spirit guides that have been like coming and going, but I am aware of, well, there are three main spirit guides that they have not left me so far, and they've been with me from the beginning. Um, so I truly believe, and it's the same with my guardian angel, of course. He's not going to leave me. We are really supporting each other. I feel like he supports me more, but like we're teasing each other. I have that really beautiful relationship with both my spirit guides and angels. We joke, and I speak to them the way I'm speaking to you now.
Oh.
Um, yes, so I have three main spirit guides.
Mhm.
When I started opening up to the spirit world, I was absolutely okay to connect with angels because they were known to me. I've always spoken to angels, I've always spoken to loved ones since I was a little girl. But then someone introduced the concept of a spirit guide, and I was petrified. And I remember everyone was doing those spirit guides, a spirit guide, meet your spirit guide meditation. And I was so scared to do it. And I remember when I first played one of those meditations, actually, one of my spirit guides came forward and she spooked me. And I jumped out of this meditation because I didn't know what to expect, and also, I had to build that trust that they were here to support me. So I do have three main guides. There is a Victorian nurse nun. She's the one who came as the first guide, and she's been supporting me with healing, with overcoming various trauma, and she's been trying to help me to understand various patterns and things that I've carried from different lifetimes. So I've got her, and then I have a shamanic um, guide. She was the second one. She is from the territory of, it used to be Brazil. And she's a black woman, shamanic woman who gifted me at the beginning of my development journey a beautiful patchwork quilt. And every time I would open up to the spirit world, she would just envelop me with that. And that would help me to raise my vibration, but also to trust that I was safe and I was supported. So she's been guiding me in terms of my development. And then I have Jimmy, who is my spirit guide from Jupiter. He's from another planet, but
Right.
he's the one who's really um, behind me being on social media, and he's the one who jokes, but still like pushes me to do things.
Mm. Still have different energies, personalities, if you will, and different kind of missions, on our path. Is there a degree of like a law of attraction or magneticism, with guides? Will, like, as we know, like attract likes in this reality, or vibrational frequencies attracts similar vibrational frequencies. Like, how does that work when it comes to our, guides? Does that have to do with maybe past life relationships that we've had with some of these people, or maybe just our energy and matching, theirs?
Hmm. Well, with those guides, I think they have different qualities and they have different personalities and different skills that I don't have. And they are here in this lifetime, my guides, in order for me to remember who I am, and in order for me to feel more empowered. But all those three guys, because I've mentioned them for a reason, they have different personalities. Jamie is just like very easygoing. He's just funny. And then Eleanor, the nurse nun, she's just so serious and she's just like very, very serious, but like loving. And then I have another guy that I've never like, she's recently named her, okay, you can call me Mimi. I'm like, okay.
Mm.
And she's that beautiful grandmother, mother energy, like smiling and bringing lots of love I've never thought, actually. They just came forward and they introduced themselves that they were my guides, and I've never questioned it. And it just resonates because they truly know, they all know what I need. And I truly believe when we come or when we reincarnate, we come to experience various things and maybe overcome various themes.
Mhm,
And I feel like Eleanor has been helping me with trauma, grief, then Mimi with the
mhm.
psychic mediumship development, Jimmy getting out of comfort zone. Like, I truly believe like we had that agreement before I came here. Like, okay, I'm coming, but I'm not coming on my own. I'll do it, but please come and support me. Uh, yeah. So I don't know whether that has answered your question.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, it's just I get this question a lot too, where do you get a sense that human beings who have earth lives, can become guardian angels, or these are just eternal guardian angels who never walked the planet before, never lived a life in the body, and they just an eternal guardian angel, maybe recycling from soul to soul? Or do you feel, Marta and, the next incarnation
Hmm.
could perhaps be like one of these guides too?
Hmm. Well, my guardian angel, like, he's never been walking the earthly realm. And this is the beauty of it because he's able to see my higher purpose, and he's able to really see me through the lens of unconditional
Mhm,
love. So the way he sees me is not tainted with anything
mhm,
to do with the human experience. But my paternal grandmother, she used to be my spirit guide for a very short time as well. So I truly believe that there are some loved ones who went through similar experiences, and they might choose temporary to support you, and they might take a role of a spirit guide. I also have a non-biological, he doesn't like telling me, like, he's my grandfather, and he was brought to me, or I was brought to him. uh, and he taught me so much when he was alive. He taught me about gratitude, he taught me about kindness, he taught me about operating through my heart space. uh, but from the other side, he's one of the gatekeepers for my Akashic records, and I've never thought that he could be one. He would be maybe the last one I would expect to be there, and he's one of the guides there. And I'm like, okay, and he's guiding me. So I truly believe it's possible for certain loved ones to take those responsibilities and to guide us from across the veil. And then my own mom, she's on the other side, and I think you can treat her like a spirit guide as well, because it's only from the other side that she has learned her lessons, and she has finally been able to be the mother she wasn't able to be here on this earthly plane. So she's been guiding me. I'm getting premonitions. I'm getting like really strong direct guidance in dreams. She's very protective. So you
mhm.
could consider her as a spirit guide as well. But yeah.
So the afterlife isn't a retirement home per se. There's still work and growth and roles that souls will play, and the evolution of the soul continues over there.
Definitely. I truly believe that's why this is what I keep hearing now. That's why it is so important to use your time wisely here on Earth as well, and to learn your lessons, and to not wait to cross over to be able to do your life review and then to learn. I truly believe we continuously learn.
Mhm,
But yes, my mom has showed me various um, well, she talked about various responsibilities and roles that she's got. And she also initially, I mentioned about it many times in an online space as well. When she crossed over, she wasn't able, for instance, to communicate with me during the first 3 months. I didn't hear her. I didn't feel her. And I'm like, wow, like something's off. But then what I heard from my spirit guides, and then she confirmed, she caused so much trauma and she did so much harm that she had to feel and she had to go through everything that she did to me. And once she did that, they allowed her to start communicating with me.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah. So there's a lot of growth, healing, transformation, and lessons, that souls continue to learn, over there as well. But you're so right. You want to avoid all that work by living our best human life in this body. So we don't have to go through all that stuff where we cross. Certainly we discussed a lot of your personal journey, connection to the spirit realm, guides, angels, the other side, and your team as well. Is there anything that you're called to that we haven't gotten into or discussed? Anything on a global sense, anything that your guides are telling you? I'll give you the floor. Yeah.
Hmm. What has just popped into my mind? Oh, you don't give them a floor because we'll not finish the podcast. But
Or
what has
space.
popped?
Yeah.
Yes, what has popped into my mind is that in terms of me, for instance, and I'm sure you've done it as well, in terms of us doing psychic readings, in terms of us predicting future of our clients. I think my spirit team really wants to raise the awareness of, I'm sure you've talked about it many times, of um, different timelines and us being those multidimensional beings and us experiencing um, different timelines at the same time because our physical, spiritual, energetic, and soul layers, they are all like interlinked, but they're all happening at the same time. And that's why when we tap into the energy of our clients, we can see various scenarios. And those scenarios are based on the current energy and magnetism of our client. They might be also connected to using the human terminology to do with our past, or they might be to do with our past life experiences. So that's what we are seeing. But I would love, my spirit team would love for your listeners, viewers, to know that they can be responsible and that they are actually responsible. We are all responsible for co-creating our own reality. And by actually doing the work, by actually being mindful of our shadow self, by being mindful and aware of our limiting beliefs, we can jump timelines, we can learn, and we can evolve here on Earth. I don't know, I've started channeling something, but I feel it's exciting that our future is not fixed
Mhm.
because there are various scenarios, and we're just, well, actors, but not only actors, we are actually like screen writers. We are just actually creating our reality.
Mm.
That's what has just popped into my mind.
Yeah. That's a very important, thing because a lot of people feel that, things are just set in stone and we have no free will, and understanding that, yes, not only do I have free will, but there's many different versions of what we could do with those choices and many different outcomes. And we could accelerate progress and innovation by deciding to take different pathways, or some, just take longer. We'll get to the same destination within time. Just one would be more accelerated and healing and easier for ourselves and the world around us, if I'm not mistaken. So,
Mhm.
Marta the Medium, really appreciate you being on. Anything, coming up for you, like any programs, on the pipeline or currently that you would like to talk about, or events, workshops that you have going on?
I always have something going on. Always
Yeah.
something going on. Uh, well, I have my Psychic Mediumship Academy, where throughout the last couple of years, I've been developing, with the support of my spirit team, various courses. So I do have, well, various courses that are available right now for people to check and explore. Definitely Energy for Empaths, which is an introductory course for anyone who's new to energy protection, anyone who feels like they would love to be able to find ways of grounding themselves and feeling more empowered. There's that course. And all of the links are in my bio on Instagram, where people can DM me and I could guide them. There is a self love course that I absolutely love, because at the core of everything that I do, I truly believe love is the most important. And the self love, there's nothing more important. The more you're rooted to your authentic self, the more you find ways of seeing yourself through the lens of that unconditional love, you are able to experience that human experience with an elevated energy vibration, and you then attract beautiful human experiences. So there's a self-love course, Psychic Mediumship Foundation course. We will be launching another round in spring, so stay tuned. But I always offer one-on-one mentorship. I do reading, so the best thing is to go to my website or to DM me, because I don't want to overwhelm people. And sometimes you might not even know what you want or what you need. So the best thing is to get in touch, and I can intuitively suggest something.
Mhm.
And then I leave it up to people to get a feel and to see, is this something that I would like to do and explore?
Love it. Well, check out our website, martathemedium.com, and you could also find your other links within this channel's description, as well as Facebook, Instagram, email. I'm sure that will be included as well. So, Marta the Medium, thank you so much for coming on. It's been an honor having you, and really recommend viewers checking out your courses, your work. You're doing a lot of wonderful works for the planet in a time of need. And so, Spirit Realm really is I'm sure grateful for the work that you're doing and being a great ambassador in someone who empowers, many people to really find and, really connect deeply to their inner gifts. So thank you.
Thank you, Jacob, for having me here. I actually enjoyed this conversation. And thank you to all of your listeners and viewers. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.